The film starts in such an area of Los Angeles, where the people are running to and fro while saving their lives, and everything had been ruined. After this, it is shown that a giant spider has attacked there, and the same spider is devastating this city, and many helicopters have also approached there to end it. Afterwards, the scene of the movie shifts to the flashback, from where the story starts before this incident, and we know our first character, Alex. Alex comes to a lady's house in order to trap a rat. When Alex catches the rat from that lady's house, she gifts him a cake in return. Then she glimpses a small spider on Alex. She tells Alex about it. He recognizes it while seeing that it is poisonous spider. That lady tries to kill it with her slipper, but she can't. And suddenly that spider bites Alex. After it, Alex rushes to the hospital to treat himself. Then a doctor is seen at the same hospital in his lab with a dead body that had been kept in a bag. Suddenly, movement starts in that bag. Seeing it, the doctor is worried. In spite of it, he advances to examine it after restoring his courage. The room's lights are switched off all of a sudden. Meanwhile, a big-sized spider also bites that doctor. Due to this, that doctor activates the fire alarm of the hospital. Hearing its sound, all people in the hospital get worried. At the same time, the same doctor comes to the owner of the hospital, and he tells him that a big-sized insect has bitten me, and its feet were exactly looking like a spider. No one believes his words. Alex was also hearing his conversation. He tells them that the doctor is speaking the truth because some of the spiders are really big-sized. Then Alex says to the owner of the hospital that I can help you to find out that spider if you clear my bill. The hospital owner agrees with him. Then Alex moves to the funeral house of the hospital with some tools. A security guard of this hospital also accompanies Alex to help him. After this, it is shown that the military is searching for something in the whole city. Then it is seen that Major and Lieutenant Carly comes to that hospital with their force. When Alex moves inside to catch the spider, he notices that the spider has eaten the whole dead body. Then he knows after checking the surroundings that the ventilator is open. Alex understands that the spider will have gone outside through this path. He moves to the ventilator after taking some important equipment for his safety. On the other side, Major says to the owner of the hospital, such a patient has arrived here mistakenly. A malignant disease is spreading rapidly after touching him. Contrarily, a patient of this hospital is shown that spider comes there through the path of the ventilator and it kills that patient badly. On the other side, when Alex moves inside the ventilator, then he notices a big cobweb of the spider at a place. Alex had never ever noticed such a cobweb of spiders. As he moves his hand towards that cobweb, then his hand is caught in it. Alex releases his hand from that cobweb in somehow. Now Alex understands one fact here that spider is very dangerous, which is eating people after victimizing them. When Major and his force observe the dead patient victimized by the spider, then a professor there tells them that he has been killed by the same insect. Here it is revealed that Major had arrived here to search for that spider. The professor instantly says to the Major, we will have to kill it after searching soon, because its size will continue to increase 4 times after 24 hours. Alex moves to the cellar while searching for the spider. He glimpses it but it runs away. At the same time, that spider comes to attack from his backside, but Major's partner named Carly begins to fire her gun at the spider, but that spider escapes through the sewage pipe. After this, Carly brings Alex to the Major, where Major begins to ask him about that spider. Alex says that spider is bigger in size. It is dangerous along with craftiness. It is also strong. Then their professor tells Major that the spider has reached at its 2nd stage, and it will reach its 3rd stage after 24 hours. Then Alex is confused, noticing all. And he asks, what is happening here? But Major does not tell him anything and he asks him to leave from there. Alex decides on it that he will surely get knowledge about this spider. Now security guard also accompanies him for his help. Then a video of 6 inches big-sized spider is gone viral on the social media. Witnessing it, Professor says that spider has reached at its 3rd stage. Then Major receives a call and someone is telling him about the present place of that spider. Then Major dispatches his forces to search for that. There where they observe the big cobwebs but they don't catch it. Then they come to know that the spider is moving to a public park. Later, a park is shown where many people have arrived to enjoy, but the spider kills a man, and then eats him. Then that spider is going to kill a young girl, but that girl takes a side from there. And then it begins to attack the arrived people in the park. It catches and kills some of them, but they all start to run from there in order to rescue themselves afterwards. That spider goes after Kid to kill him. Then Alex reaches there and he attracts the attention of the spider towards him to rescue the people. It means that he makes it come after his car. Now the spider comes after him. Then Alex begins to drive his car from there speedily. The security guard was firing his gun at the spider, but the spider was not being harmed by the gunshot. Then Alex receives a call from Lieutenant Carly, who tells him that half of the military force has been arranged there to kill the spider, and told him to run away from the place. Then Alex reaches there after some time, where the military force was active to kill the spider. After this, Alex and security guard hide themselves at a place. The military force starts to discriminate firing on the spider here, as it had been told that spider was very crafty. It throws Alex's car on them in order to save its life. Then he goes to their backside forest while having a big jump. Then Carly moves there to victimize that spider. Alex also requests to go with her, but Carly directly forbids him to take him with her. Now Carly and her force begin to search for that spider, and Major was keeping an eye on them through the help of the cameras. After a time, that spider begins to kill Carly's military men one by one. They are also firing the gun at it to kill it, but the gunshots were not harming it. Meanwhile, Carly's one of the hands is caught in the cobweb of the spider. She is unable to release her hand from that web in spite of her struggle. Then Alex releases Carly from that web by cutting it with a knife, but that spider had witnessed them and proceeds to kill them, but the security guard begins to fire his gun at that spider, giving them a chance to flee. 3 of them are escaping from there, but the spider catches Carly on its trap and takes her with it, but Alex remains unsuccessful to help her. After this, he goes to the Major and asks help from him to rescue Carly, but Major was still thinking that spider will have killed her till this time. Now Professor says that spider is going to reach its 5th stage. Hearing it, Alex comes in rage and he asks, what is the 5th stage? How did that spider become bigger and more threatening? Then the professor tells him that we had arranged a dead body for an experiment. Spider spun its web on it, then we tested alien DNA on it to check the growth hormone, but our experiment flopped. As a result, that spider is increasing in its size, and its purpose to reach its 5th stage is this, that it will generate a spider of its size. So it will have to stop and die soon. After this, it is broadcasted on the news that a spider has directed towards the urban area, where it is causing destruction and killing people. Later, that spider climbs up a big building, and it is the same site which had been seen at the start of the movie. Now Major's plan is to target the spider with an airstrike. Consequently, that building will also be destroyed along with it. But Alex stops him of doing so, because there was the threat of losing many people's lives. But Major gets him out. Then Majors know that the spider has laid many eggs in that building, which will be hatched, and this big-sized spider has caught many people to feed its babies, where Carly is also among them and she is still alive. After it, Major tells the whole fact to Alex, and he says to him, you have only 25 minutes to rescue Carly. Then Alex leaves that place to rescue her, where Professor tells Major that all baby spiders will be hatched after a time, as you must start the airstrikes without wasting or time, but Major declines to carry it out, because he wanted to keep his partner Carly and other people, so he does not consent to the professor for this. After a while, Alex and that security guard move inside the building. When they reach the top floor of the building, then they witness countless eggs of the spider. The giant spider had caught many people here to feed its expectant babies. Now Alex and that security guard begins to release everyone. Alex also makes Carly free, but the baby spiders begin to be hatched, and they attack those people. Somehow, Alex brings everyone out of that place. Afterwards, Major starts to invade the spider with airstrike. Consequently, that spider falls down from the building, and everyone was satisfied with it, because they were thinking that the spider is done. Major gratifies Alex for saving the lives of other people and Carly. Then the spider again stands up. Seeing it, Alex asks the guard to bring the rocket launcher from the military vehicle, and he himself moves near the spider. At the same time, that security guard brings that rocket launcher. Alex blasts the spider's back part of the body with the rocket launcher. Due to this, the spider is shattered. At last, threatening spider meets its end. All people get excited on this. After some times, Major calls Alex. He informs him that a new trouble has aroused. A giant cockroach is witnessed through the CCTV cameras, which was climbing up the building exactly like the spider, and the movie completes on this scene. Thanks for watching.